Sometimes I wake up already exhausted, and I haven't even done anything yet. Not physically tired, not the kind that sleep fixes, just that quiet, uncomfortable heaviness. Like something inside me already decided the day won't go well, and I'm left trying to catch up with a version of myself I never seem to meet. I've gone through phases where I thought I was finally getting it right, fixing myself. I was journaling, reading about habits, mindset, routines, meditating every day, writing goals with check boxes, trying to track every little win, telling myself I was leveling up. And at first, it feels good. You get that temporary high, like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe this time it'll stick. But after a while, I started to feel even further away from myself. Like the more I tried to improve, the less I felt like I actually knew who I was. No one really talks about that part. This weird side effect of self-improvement, where you can get so caught up chasing the better version of yourself that you forget how to be with the current one. You stop seeing yourself as someone worth being with until you change, until you're better, stronger, more successful, more disciplined, whatever that means. It becomes this loop you can't escape. You wake up, and even if you do everything right, the routine, the tasks, the reading, the workout, you still go to bed feeling like it wasn't enough. And after a few weeks of that, it doesn't even feel like growth anymore. It feels like punishment. I remember this one stretch of time where I got really obsessed with routines, like perfect routines. I watched those day in the life videos and built this detailed morning system. Woke up at 6:30 sharp, no phone for the first hour, cold shower, read 10 pages, stretch, walk, write, review my day plan, eat the exact same healthy breakfast. And for a few days, I actually felt good. I felt like one of those people who had their life together. But it didn't last, because the second I missed a step, even one thing, like skipping the cold shower or forgetting to journal, my whole brain turned on me, like I'd failed, like everything I built fell apart over one imperfect day. And I think that's when I started to notice the truth. I wasn't doing those things because they made me feel alive. I was doing them because I was terrified of what it meant if I didn't. I wasn't chasing joy, I was managing fear. That's not discipline, that's control. And control doesn't heal anything, it just hides it. And I think a lot of people live in that space now, quietly, behind their Notion dashboards, their morning routines, their planners and checklists and streaks. We're all just trying to outrun this feeling of not enough. Like if we can just stay productive, we won't have to sit in the silence and feel it. But the silence always comes back, especially at night. That's when I notice it most, when I close my laptop or put down my phone and suddenly I'm left alone with myself. And there's no podcast to drown it out, no task list to feel good about. Just me, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I'm actually okay, or if I just look okay on paper. Sometimes I ask myself, if I stopped improving, would I still like who I am? Would I even know how to spend a day without trying to become something more? I think the first small shift for me was when I stopped tracking everything. No more apps, no more habit streaks, no more trying to optimize my life like it was a startup. Instead, I just asked myself one question: what would feel kind right now? Not what's productive or what's right or what would a better version of me do. Just what would feel kind. And it changed things, because kindness doesn't demand perfection. It doesn't care about streaks. It doesn't punish you for being tired or messy or inconsistent. It just shows up, even when you're not at your best. So I started letting myself sleep in some mornings. I wrote without trying to make it sound good. I went for walks without tracking the steps. I let myself just exist, not because I earned it, but because I needed it. There was this one afternoon, it was raining, and I had a to-do list a mile long. Stuff I should do: clean, read, plan the next day, do some stretches, be productive, be better, be on top of it. But I didn't. I sat by the window for almost an hour, just watched the rain, didn't scroll, didn't read, didn't think really, just sat. And that hour felt more healing than the past 2 weeks combined, because for once I wasn't trying to fix anything. I was just letting myself be. And I think that's the part no one teaches you, that healing doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from finally doing nothing, from letting go. You can't meditate your way out of hating yourself. You can't cold shower your way into peace. You can't track enough habits to finally believe you're lovable. It doesn't work like that. And deep down, I think we know that. But we're scared to stop. Because if we stop improving, then what are we? Who are we? If not projects? What if growth wasn't about adding more to ourselves, more goals, more habits, more skills, but about removing all the things we learned to perform for love? I had to unlearn so much. I had to realize I don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. to be a disciplined person. I don't need to read a book a week to be wise. I don't need to meditate every day to be calm. I don't need a perfect routine to be enough. Sometimes just sitting quietly with yourself and telling the truth is more than enough. Even if that truth is, I don't feel okay today. Even if it's, I'm tired of always fixing myself. Even if it's, I don't know who I'm becoming anymore. Some of the best moments I've had lately didn't come from improving. They came from being honest, like texting someone I miss instead of pretending I'm too busy. Saying no without explaining. Letting myself cry without trying to solve it. That's the stuff I think actually heals us. The small, quiet choices. The honest ones. The ones that say, I don't have to earn rest. I don't have to be useful to be loved. I don't have to be perfect to be worth keeping. Now when I feel that pressure creeping back in, that old voice telling me I'm falling behind, that I'm not becoming my best self fast enough, I pause. I take a breath and I ask myself, is this helping me love myself more or just hate myself less? Because those are two completely different things. Loving yourself is soft, it's patient, it stays even when you're a mess. Hating yourself less is still rooted in shame. You're just trying to make yourself tolerable, acceptable, performable. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to spend my life fixing myself into someone who's easier to love. I want to become someone who loves the messy, unfinished parts of me, who doesn't run from them. Maybe growth isn't a straight line. Maybe it's a spiral. You come back to the same place, but each time you're a little softer, a little gentler, a little more okay with not being okay. And maybe that's what healing really looks like. Not becoming someone new, but becoming someone who stays. I still have days where I feel broken, where the old shame comes back, where I scroll too long or miss every habit or feel like I'm wasting my life. But I don't spiral like I used to. I don't treat those moments like proof that I failed. I treat them like weather, passing, temporary. Some days it rains, some days the sun comes back. I don't force it anymore. I think the trap of self-improvement is that it makes you believe you'll finally be happy once you finish, once you arrive. But the truth is, there's no finish line. There's just you, waking up, trying again, being human. I don't know. Maybe we're not supposed to become perfect. Maybe we're just supposed to become someone our younger self would feel safe with. And maybe that doesn't come from fixing everything. Maybe it comes from being someone who stays, even when everything's still messy. I believe in you. Now, believe in yourself.